Hi everyone, my name is Steve Rowe, and today I'm going to talk about the dead. The reason I'm talking about the dead is because as martial artists, martial arts are handed down from generation to generation. So we're interested in our ancestors. We're interested in what they did. A lot of people are doing historical research, but I've got a slightly different take on it. And it's in my poem, in this book, of Do the Dead Speak. I'll read it and explain it as I go along. Okay? Do the dead speak? The dead are a part of us. They live in our DNA. The words they uttered are remembered. They're written down, recorded and filmed. DNA is changed by its environment. That's been proved by putting DNA into petri dishes, putting them into different environments, and they see that's how it's changed. Every action, thought and deed is recorded in it. It's passed down through the generations from the beginning of time. And in fact, if you go back through a person's DNA, you can go right the way back to the Big Bang. So we carry our history with us. We're a walking record of our forefathers and everything we've read and seen and heard in this life. When we meditate, we gain mental clarity and sharpness. What we need arises from this bank of information. Innate wisdom resides in all of us. If only we can still that mental clutter in stopping the influence from outside to in and allowing the inside to come out. Everything we need is there. When we sit in stillness and ask, is anybody there? An entire universe from the Big Bang onwards stirs. We never were alone. We're emissaries of the dead. So I found it very interesting. I think it was Carl Jung who talked about the common unconscious, the fact that every thought still exists. Thoughts are actually, in their own way, they're solid things, and all thoughts from the beginning of time are still there. When you look at Taoism, and the idea of the way, from the Big Bang, the energy that was created at the Big Bang, in the Tao Te Ching, it says the shape changes but not the form. So it's like the same bit of energy is going round and round and round. And we can see this. We can see this in our DNA, the fact that it can go right back into the beginning of time. So there can be a bank of information, can't there? There's that which is written, that which is filmed, that which is passed down orally through forms, katas. Tribes will have war dances and so on. They recite the names of their forefathers. They tell wisdom in stories, parables, sutras, koans from all over the world. This knowledge from the dead is constantly passed down. But there's a more subtle level. And I think meditation really helps, because when you still your mind, when you get rid of all the clutter that's in there, thoughts are only fleeting things. They pass through your mind. When someone says hold on to a thought, you've got to keep recreating that thought. But if you let that just until it's still, anything else that's there, and they say your wisdom mind resides in that stillness. So the dead do speak to us. They speak to us in a lot of different forms, through filming, books, written, dances, katas, forms, and so on. And we're still a part of those people. We've still come from them. We're still born out of them. So we're still carrying something forwards. And I think for me, it's that subtleness that I love to investigate. It's nice when you do sit and meditate to focus your mind, to look for inspiration. You see behind me my Tai Chi ancestry. To my right is my karate ancestry. I've got an Iaido ancestry, and all of those talk to me. And each time I train, each time I get up to train, in my mind, each one of those ancestors will get up and go, what's he doing? He's doing my form. Let me have a look. And from that, I get inspiration. So the dead do talk to us. maybe not through a Ouija board, but they do talk to us. If you read their books, read their texts, practice their forms, katas, anything that's been passed down, and also in getting in touch with their characters, more inspiration will arise from that. So the answer is, do the dead speak to us? Yep. Thank you.